the new Parkway Theater, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. For showtimes and special events, check out www.thenewparkway.com. You are listening to High Score 510, where real talk is our vernacular.
Kimbo Slice fighting in the backyard for filet of fishes. He was fighting for filet of fishes. You remember Kim? You remember
with the wave cap on.
With the wave cap on, exactly.
with the Mr. T mohawk.
So
like, why do you need a wave cap?
Is that the reason he couldn't win in Ultimate?
Where your waves at?
When he started doing Ultimate Fight, he couldn't win because the wave cap was like it was like Samson with the wave cap, like he couldn't wear it in the ring.
The power of his wave cap. The power is gone.
When he had that wave cap on, he was beating the shit out of him on the streets.
He's like, hit me. He need to be aware. Wave cap and a wife beater. It's like that's like you couldn't beat Jimbo's like that's his armor. Oh shit. Yeah, Kimbo Slice is gangster. Shout out to Kimbo Slice sponsorship. All right,
but he did.
Joined by a couple of distinguished gentlemen. Was that an Eddie Murphy movie? The Distinguished Gentleman?
Yep,
it was.
I like
that
the
movie. Curly fade, high top fade.
Yeah, I gotta get that movie. I'm gonna get some sound bites from that movie. All right, well, I guess we can get ready to get started with the show. Anybody see Jokic winning Wimbledon today?
I did, but here's the funny thing. It was in Wimbledon, so it was early in the morning, right? It wasn't that early. It wasn't super early. And then I was on the phone with my friend Duck, and he get mad because I didn't realize. He says, oh, yeah, something Wimbledon. I didn't really pay attention to everything he said. So I said, yeah, it was crazy. Djokovic won. He's like, what are we talking about, man? It's on right now. And I said, yeah, Djokovic won. He won earlier this morning. It was one of this, and he said. And then he's mad at me like it's a spoiler. And I'm like, dude, you can't. I say, look, if it was World Cup, right, where it's like 4 and 3 in the morning, like Men's World Cup last year, then I knew, all right, someone probably didn't watch. They probably watching the replay. I was like, the thing was only 3 hours ago. They showing it now on ABC for some stupid ass reason, even though they showed it earlier. And I was like, I assume you knew, even if you didn't watch it, you knew. Like it ended at like 10:30.
Yeah.
It's 12:30 now. You should know that by then.
Damn, bitch.
You should know there's a lot of motorcycles there. You might want to hit Paul. Oh, no,
I'll cut it anyways. This is one of the parts of the show. We got our resident white bitch neighborhood association. Next door app having. Birkenstock wearing. White girl wasted.
Man, where you get Birkenstocks at? I ain't seen them white girls wearing Birkenstocks outside of someone over 35 in Berkeley. I watched it. It was a long match.
So good tennis being played.
It was good tennis. Sad that it's like 2 people that's over the hill. That tells you the state of men's tennis. 2 people over the hill.
It went through a lull.
Tennis prime is like 28. You're out of your prime once you reach 30. Here you got a 40-year-old and a 35-year-old, and all the rest of them suck.
They got that good new type of meal bars. You know, they meal planning, meal prepping. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they sleep in hyperbaric chambers.
So you telling me the 20-year-olds ain't doing that too?
They wearing their Fitbit on when they go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? They doing all the technology stuff. Ain't nothing suspicious about this.
You know, men's tennis just sucks. That's all there is to it.
They need more brothers in there. Like Joakim Noah's daddy.
Man, it was the last brother that played men's tennis. Machiavelli Washington.
Yeah. Who? Machiavelli Washington.
What is that name? Machiavelli Washington?
There's
James
Blake.
Talking about that black dude? James Blake sucked.
He was alright for a little bit.
James Blake was the guy that couldn't play baseball, so they gave him a tennis racket. It's like, you athletic enough.
You can serve hard.
Yeah, everybody serve hard.
Anyways, shit, man.
The last good black male tennis player was Arthur Ashe.
Did you see an Arthur Ashe game live? Have you ever seen that? No? Okay. You ever looked him up on YouTube?
Damn, shit. You gonna ask there and look at me. Did I ever see Arthur Ashe live? Look, by the time I got old enough where I could have my own change in my pocket, keep my lunch money, he already had AIDS. And not that Magic Johnson AIDS. He got the one from a blood transfusion. Not that good old Magic Johnson AIDS from hanging out with all them women on the beach.
I've seen a couple clips of him. He's pretty good. He's like Kobe on the court. He had pivot game. Anyways, all right, let's get the show started. I need a letter. Anybody throw me a letter?
I've never thrown you a letter yet, so I'm not going to throw you one today.
Mr. Wright, can you throw me a letter?
Let's go with F.
Favelas, festivals, Fruitvale Station. Filipinos, flipping, philanthropy. Fandango. Fandango.
Filipinos start with a P.
Hold
on, you hadn't said the F word yet. You said like 2 F words and nothing but P words.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us on High Score 510 on the Twitter, the Instagram, the YouTube, mainly just the Twitter and the Instagram. But holler at us at thehighscore510.com. Exclusive content there. So if we get blocked from any other platform, you can listen to us there. And we are here with...
Oh, this is Aaron Grayson coming at you like Attorney Griggs representing R. Kelly's accusers, dressed like George Jefferson. Have you seen a picture of that guy?
Who's that?
Jared said best. He's dressed like George, the attorney for the accusers against R. Kelly. And Jared said best. He's dressed like George Jefferson made a suit jacket out of the memorial quilt. What was the name of the quilt? The
United Nations.
United Nations quilt. You can pass that around.
Oh, man.
Is that a part in his head?
And he got a part in his hair. I wouldn't trust him if I was just trying to win a gallon of Flint water from Flint, Michigan. I wouldn't trust him. And not in the courtroom to represent.
Maybe that's alopecia.
No, that's a part in it. Alopecia. He got a bald head and the alopecia made it look like he got hair except for a part. That's the best alopecia ever. I'm gonna ask for that alopecia. There's people at Hunter's Point that would have wanted the alopecia Hunter's Point swirl.
For real. He looked like Michael Strahan's little cousin that didn't make it.
He is weird to work. I mean, which judge and jury gonna take him seriously?
I don't know.
I might fire him in court and make sure the jury see me fire him in court. So that way he'd be like, okay, he got some sense.
All right, here's your
Daryl
soundbite,
Griggs.
Aaron. Daryl Griggs.
Birds flying over a woman with big breasts.
That's my soundbite.
That's your soundbite. And we are also here with...
Rod, first timer. Thank you for having me on the show. You know, I'm excited to be here. What's good?
Rabbit don't give a rap butt about no hood. Hell, he run me off the set.
Wait a minute. He what?
Yeah, he run Rigo off the set. And dig this, I've been on Hoover Doo set forever. And he go, run me off like some old orphan dog. Since then, I've been committing me some robbery with Iron Baby.
What is that from? Anybody know? Is it just me? It can't be just me. Somebody else got to know where that's from. No one knows where that's from, do you?
No.
Anybody else know where that's from? Nobody?
No.
That was from South Central. Another line from South Central.
You got a lot out of that movie, right?
Bro, that movie is ridiculous, bro. That movie has hella lines. You actually gotta go look it up. YouTube has a bunch
I watched
of
the
clips.
movie. I was watching the movie.
Is that with the Hoover Deuces?
I was old enough to watch that movie in the movie theater.
I'm committing me some robberies with Iron Baby.
That was a horrible movie. Yeah, I knew it from the moment in there. I was in South Central watching this movie and was like, man, is there any way we get this shit banned? It's making it look bad.
Oh, shit. Hey, and we are also here with...
The other Aaron, also new to the podcast, first timer. You can also call me, you can catch these hands if you mess with my family.
You know, Fatback wanted this to be a joyous occasion. So I thought I might sing a few songs, tell some funny stories by my good friend. Come on. Now y'all know Fatback love him some catfish. I say, Fatback love him some catfish. Shadow Cat was that little baby girl child. Lord, that girl could cook. Oh, you know, she wrote out cooked him some catfish for him the day he died. Wrote a song about it, like here you go. Fat back choked on a catfish. That stupid girl fed him the bone. Thank you very much. All right.
Was that in living color?
That was in living color.
David, that
I
was
remember that one too.
Hey, shout out to that. That's also a song about Fat Mack, and that happens to be coincide with your Twitter handle, my friend.
Yes.
So
Was that the reason you made the Twitter handle?
Well, no, we have, my friend and I were very fat, and we made a clothing line where he did all the work, and I just came up with the ideas. I used to let people know that just because I'm fat does not mean that I'm not a Mac. Don't let this big weight fool you. Don't let it fool you. I'll take your girl. Not no more, I'm married.
Retired again.
Retirement. Before retirement.
You're getting your Social Security now.
Yeah, oh yeah, well, you know.
I'll take your girl, but not anymore.
Not anymore. Just in case. Just in case
like
my
that.
wife is listening. I don't think she will be, but just in case, I love you.
Shout out to wives and families sponsorship.
I'm about to say, if your wife listening, you want to probably only 5 people who can play it in front of their wives. Other people usually listen to this with headphones on. This is a headphone podcast.
Hey, shout out to headphones sponsorship.
The headphone, Cody Chestnut had an album called The Headphone Masterpiece. This is a headphone masterpiece of a podcast. Headphones on.
And I really don't know how to take that from you, seeing that kind of sounded sexual. I don't know how to take it. The headphone masterpiece.
The headphone masterpiece.
Saying I don't know how to take it though.
If I was younger, I'd get that tattooed on me.
I'll wear her like some headphones. Okay, all right. Well, my name is Jared, aka DJ Art, with 2 T's for double O's at a tink. The D is silent, so it's just Jart.
I saw some criticism. People say the punches weren't really necessary. Maybe
It was super necessary.
I saw some other criticisms, perhaps, of your celebration afterwards. Any regrets at the celebration or your behavior in the cage afterwards?
You online, so you can do anything. Everything is cool before a fight. You're allowed to do and say whatever you want. Like other fighters are not doing, talking about people's religions, wife, even kids. That's cool. But after a fight, I'm not allowed to showboat and rub it in your face so you and guys like you could see it and be like, maybe I don't talk so much shit because when I cross one of these real motherfuckers, they're going to make me pay for it, man. They're going to embarrass the shit out of me. And it's not over for Ben either. He still has to deal with me. If I see him at Whole Foods, I'm going to still slap that dude up because I don't like him.
I think that's take us into our first topic, Aaron.
UFC.
UFC!
UFC 239.
239.
Best part of the society. As I like to call it. Let's talk about the best part and
the example of
examples of
Western
the best part of
freedoms.
Yeah. So
Liberty.
Liberty.
And
justice.
punches for all. UFC 239 happened last weekend. I seen it. It was.
I didn't see it, but I want to hear about it.
Yeah, it was. The headliner was John Jones versus Thiago Santos, who's a pretty gangster Brazilian Muay Thai specialist, and it also had a couple other notable fights, mainly being Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren, which is that clip that we just listened to. That's probably what it's most known for, is the fastest knockout in UFC history. Ben Askren got kneed in the face and knocked out in 5 seconds. It was pretty ridiculous. I don't know, Rod, did you see that?
I saw the highlight with just where he does the drop kick knockout with the knees up.
Just put him down. Just put him down.
It was over after that.
Yeah, no, it was. And
See the
when he
head bounce and everything.
dude,
Blop.
dude,
And the shiver.
he stunned him, and he basically froze him to where Ben Askren was just like stiff as a board, and like he had his thumb up. It was hella funny. He had his thumb up there, like he was still good, man. He wasn't out. He had his thumb up. I seen some memes about that. It was kind of fucked up, but it's funny, real funny. Anyways, Aaron, you seen it?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I forgot it's 2 Aarons here. I'm sorry. It's like being in the house with my father.
Well, Aaron, you want
No,
to say?
I didn't see it, so
Okay.
it was all you. I don't know why I spoke up.
Well, yes. I saw the all 5 seconds. I'm sorry. That's what happens when you talk mess and you can't back it up. I wouldn't want to fight somebody whose hair looked like that. I'm just gonna say that out loud. Seems like he's crazy.
It's UFC. It's crazy on crazy.
I mean, but I'm just saying, it's a level. There's levels of crazy.
Yeah.
I go outside. That's crazy. I'm not gonna mess with that.
Wait, who's the person doing the talking?
Ben Askren was like basically he just like talked shit on Twitter.
The person that was doing the talking was George. Yeah, you're right.
Jorge Masvidal was the one who was in that clip, but more or less like
you're right.
Masvidal
like that.
Masvidal is he's been around a while. He's on Kimbo Slice's backyard fight clubs. He's on one of those videos fighting some dude who's hella bigger than him back in the day. Like he's been fighting for a long time, like as a teenager. So he's been a above average, pretty good mixed martial artist, and he's kind of come into his own. Seems like, but. It's crazy because Ben Askren was basically just trolling him online hella much. And that fool got hella mad. I was like, I just really want to beat the shit out of this dude. So when he knocked him out, there was definitely some taunting. He hit him twice after he was like definitely out. He hit him 2 times until the referee stopped him. And then he ran up and he laid on the mat like stiff as a board. It was like rolling around like a stiff board after he knocked him out, making fun of that fool. It was pretty funny. But I don't know how you feel about that, guys. Like if some dude is talking shit to you online and you fight him, how are you supposed to behave after you beat his ass?
I mean, are we talking about within the sporting rules or like someone just talking shit about
he knocked him out, the referee stopped fighting. I don't know.
What are we talking about?
There's a difference there, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, say if it was a UFC fight, how would you react? Would you react the same where you're gonna show that fool up or mock him when he's knocked out? Or are you gonna be hella just like still like respectful about it?
I probably did the same exact thing he did. I probably would have went above and beyond. I might have even hit him with a little teabag at the same time. Just a little bit. Not a lot, because I wouldn't be able to get all the way down there and get back up.
Well, hold on. I got what I would have done, because you saying I'm like a UFC fighter, right? So I figured, fought that many fights, got this much brain damage, then I'm a UFC fighter, so I'm already not that intelligent to begin with, and probably come from a bad neighborhood with bad parents.
Very cerebral.
Can't help it. So if all that happened to me, I'll probably do the same thing and then afterwards probably choke my significant other at night because I'm a UFC fighter, right? So I'm going to choke him because that's what I do. That's his natural reaction. And then maybe when she runs to the next door neighbor house, they'll probably call me and tell me because they probably over there cooking meth and she going to fuck that up with her tears. So that's what I think what I would do.
Come on, bro.
Just let you know.
How Aaron gonna go full Minority Report on that shit, and then after you go full Minority Report, still somehow get it back to porn.
Porn? How did I say porn? How did I say porn?
You talking about Christy Mack? You talking about the porn star?
Oh no, shit! I didn't think about that. There was a whole documentary on them choking.
Aaron, we all know what you think about. You think about
a woman with big breasts?
Yeah, that did not cross my mind. What crossed my mind was that I was putting myself in the thought of UFC fighter.
A buxom woman with big breasts?
Put myself in the mind of a UFC fighter. And like I said, I probably didn't come from a good home, probably from one of those, kind of dry areas. You know?
Really big breasts?
The area where they lock up all the cold medicine. And you gotta show your license and they got signs that say there's a limit on how much cold medicine you can buy.
It's behind the glass.
Behind the glass. Probably got Dove soap in there too.
Glass.
Probably got soap. Like, man, we gotta lock up the soap in this area. They might try to cook that.
Come on. All right. Well, Aaron, yeah, you went. That was quite detailed, weren't you?
I just put myself in the mind of a UFC person. That's all I did.
I feel like he went a little over the line. I feel like I wouldn't have celebrated like right in his face as he was shivering.
Dude, he did like a 3 count on the mat.
Yeah, he was like in his face. Yeah, like right in his face. I feel like I would have walked off cool, but I would have talked shit in like the press conference. I feel like I would have gave it to him. Yeah, he was out.
No, it would be a tight
He knew
thing.
he was out too.
What if like you knock him down and you know you knocked him out and it's like you run up like you're about to hit him again and the ref's trying to stop you, but instead you just run up and grab his leg and then pin him like in wrestling. And he's out, so you just count. You gotta stop me. I'm not gonna hit him no more. Just count. Just give him a 3 count. That's what I might do.
Somebody give him.
But he was stiff. He could have done. He went all Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rick and Morty sponsorship.
Rick and Mortis?
Dude, his leg was up off the ground, bro. Yeah. He was planking, bro.
Was he had more rigor mortis than that woman that claimed at BJ's in LA. She had a rat in her.
His abs are gonna be on fire tomorrow. That's all I know. His abs are gonna be on fire tomorrow. He was like, dude. And he held that position for like a minute and a half, bro. That's hard. without breathing properly.
Did they turn him
He was
over?
on the side. He was on the side.
Dude, he was.
He did a little Harlem
That's
Shake.
fine if he throw up, and then he throw up on the ground.
Dude, it was
And
bad.
then they just go ahead and fight the next fight on top of all that blood and vomit and everything else. And
Yeah. Well, there was a couple other fights that were big on the card that also ended in like knockouts. It was Luke Rockhold fought this Polish dude. I don't know the dude's name, bro. I forgot the dude's name. Can somebody look it up for me real quick?
I got it right here. Luke Rockhold fought John. How do you pronounce that?
Blagojevich.
Blankowicz.
Blachowicz. Yeah.
Blankowicz.
Sounds like a Rhodes Scholar right there.
Fought Blachowicz and was looking pretty spry, but there was definitely a power difference. Like Blachowicz looked like that fool swung hella hard and was hella strong. Rockhold was pretty strong, but good kicking and combinations of punches, but not devastating power. And so he was getting off a little bit, but then Blachowicz in a clinch and then the release from the clinch in the second round caught this fool with a left hook from hell. This fool he falls back like a rocking chair. He was stuck too. He fell back like a rocking chair, bro. he rocked back and his head disappeared and then he popped back up and his face looked completely different. Like he was like, oh my goodness, what the fuck hit me? And then the dude jumped on him and hit him a few more times hella hard, which was unnecessary. Finished him off. He ended up with a broken jaw and some other shit. So he's gonna be out for a while.
He won't be speaking at any universities this week for a little while. He won't be speaking at any commencements.
Yeah, and then
Too bad.
The other fight was what's the girl's name? Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
Versus Holly Holm, and Amanda Nunes was the favorite for a reason, and she displayed that. She finished Holly Holm off in the first round with a head kick, and then a couple punches afterwards for a TKO or a KO win. So that was pretty crazy. Y'all see that one?
Yeah, she's a hybrid person.
Bro,
She's
she
not
is
real.
gangster, man.
She's not real.
The way she
looks
throws
she'll
her.
rape somebody.
Come on, bro. Damn.
I'm just saying. You see her fight. I mean,
She's so those are three fights that were good. The three knockouts in the middle of the card. The card was shaping up to be amazing. Okay, and then you get to the John Jones fight. John Jones versus Thiago Santos. John Jones ends up winning a 5-round split decision. Because mainly they just stood and punched, but Thiago Santos also shredded up his right knee during the fight. So he tore several ligaments in his knee. So he's fighting on a knee that would every once in a while just give out and slightly buckle on him throughout the last 4 rounds of the fight. In the second round he hurt himself, and he wasn't the same fighter. But that fool actually was in the fight the whole time, and it could have gone. I could have seen it going Thiago Santos' way, him being the winner. It was that close a fight. I think John Jones won because in a way that wasn't pretty, but it was just one of those kind of slow fights that didn't give the bang for the buck at the end of the fight card that had already been so tight. So I don't know, but if you watch it, my take is if you watch it purely from just watching techniques and stuff, it was an entertaining fight. But if you want to see more action, it didn't live up to the expectation. So I don't know. Y'all saw that fight. What y'all think? You think John Jones won that fight? You think Thiago Santos won that fight?
I think Thiago won, but it wasn't enough to dethrone the champion. You have to really beat him. He was in the fight the whole time. Also, he was injured, showed a lot of courage, but
yeah.
It's not enough. It's not enough. He's the champion for a reason. You gotta clearly beat the champion.
Rod, did you see that fight?
I didn't.
You didn't see it, man?
I didn't. I'm not a big UFC guy. Cause I used to play football, so they lose me with the concussions. I'm supposed to just fighting to see who had the first concussion. So I have flashbacks. And
I don't think they got too many brain cells that lose.
So I can't do it. It's too much for me.
Yeah.
So I watched it only because John Jones is a Christian. That's why I watched it. It's he showed mercy. That's why.
Yeah.
He didn't beat him down. He saw he was hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Where's John Jones from?
New York.
What part of New York?
Upstate New York, I think, somewhere.
So we don't know. Okay, so I got John Jones from New York. We got Bahia, which is a very poor part of Brazil. One person I fought was from Florida. Albuquerque, New Mexico. One person was from Bati, Cameroon, which I looked up. And when you look it up, the only info I could get on is the Peace Corps connection they got there. So they tell me that ain't good. Aurora, Colorado. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Another Albuquerque. And then a Rio de Janeiro. So do UFC recruit do they put up their like little fight places, and do they do most of their recruiting from places that either are known for selling the most meth or garbage being in the street? Which method they use?
I think they just use Google Maps.
What's the algorithm? Why did they go with the numbers? Can you answer? Can somebody answer me that? Why USC got numbers? Why did they start off with 1 and then 2 instead of just creating something, giving it a nice name? Because then it's like, what? How high are we gonna keep going?
Well, it's easier than them trying to create names every time. They're like, you got 200 some different names. UFC. Danger Zone.
Just watch the fight this
14.
week.
It's like, holy shit, Danger Zone 14. They've had 14, 13 Danger Zone.
You know what? The name of the fight is usually whoever the major headline is in boxing.
Yeah, they can do that.
It's like,
It's extra tag, though. It makes it easier to track. You just type in a number instead of having to start typing in a whole word and name. But you got to think about who made UFC. Zuffa, the Fertitta brothers, Dana White.
They was intelligent enough to get these ignorant people to fight for them.
They were savvy enough to jump on a market that was probably looked down upon hard back when they did, and they rolled with it because they had that mentality to be like, yeah, we don't care, and then they got it big enough to where now it's fucking.
They had to go pick up one of their
sport.
cousins. They went south. I know exactly what happened. They went to Rialto. They got off the freeway, and they said, damn. And then when they went in the house, there probably was a barbecue. Cousins all met out in the backyard. Probably got, a couple cars with hoods up on rocks in the driveway. No grass. And what happened was they went out there, and they said, wow, these fools are fighting for free. I can make money off these idiots. And that's how UFC started. That and Chimbo Slice.
Where's he from? He's like Liberty City, right? He's from Florida.
Another capital place. Liberty City. Keep getting those. Hey, great thing about Liberty City, that's where all the wide receivers and safeties come from in the NFL.
That's so true.
Liberty City.
It's like Uncle Luke, right? Has a football league out there.
Yeah. Uncle Luke came to LA though and got beat.
He did?
Yeah.
Why'd he get beat?
They're his team.
Oh,
he got
LA
beat.
team. Oh, I thought he got beat.
No, I was thinking at Walmart.
Nah, the Rampage Rams.
When they came
the number one team in LA for the youth league came and gave them a spanking.
Yeah, LA take their football seriously. Still.
Yeah, they do. They
when I went down there, it was like off season and they was in pads. I'm like, they got these kids in pads in March.
Yes.
In February at the park, and they got offices. I'm like, there's offices for the youth teams.
Yes.
Like they take they serious. I'm glad they do, because that keeps them from robbing me when I'm down there.
So I think that's illegal though. I think you can wear your pads.
They was in pads. They weren't
at a certain time of year.
Yeah, they weren't hitting. They were just in pads doing all their practicing and conditioning.
Yeah.
They take their football serious.
Keep them ready.
Keep them ready. Keep them over there. Keep them, if you over there off of Florence and Crenshaw, all the Rams youth league team, keep them practicing.
I think there is something to that though, because there's like 40 speeds. Like there's the guys who run the 40s crazy speed when they have no pads on and they can run a certain way, versus the dudes who their drop off from that combine made method of increasing your 40 to the guys who can run with pads on basically at the same speed. They won't, like, you can put another 15 pounds on them and they're gonna run that same 40.
That's because they was running 40s in LA back in the 90s with TVs on their shoulders.
This is like, I'm gonna get you sucker. They was doing the Hood Olympics.
Yeah, it used to be a store called Zodi's. There used to be a store called Zodi's. They was running out there with Zenus.
Nah, that's I'm gonna get you sucker.
Down there, they got a lot of practice in when those 92 riots hit. They was ready.
Junebug was over there covered in gold, sponsoring them.
The 92 riots, I ain't never seen foods looking like that. That was a whole nother level of looting. Like other states could take lessons from that. They could show videos.
You were out there live.
I remember I didn't go loot. I was 16. It was my 16th birthday. And so the funny thing is my homeboy was like, man, I got you something there. This for your birthday. And he gave me a Boston Celtic hat, right? And it was nice. I didn't care. It was fitting. Man, that thing smelled like so much fucking charcoal and ash. I had to hide it from my mom. Right, because she'll know, right? I didn't want her asking questions. And two, I had to hide it because it smelled like fire. I was like, did you go into it? He's like, it was on fire when I went into the liquor store and took it. And it hurt my heart to have that hat because the liquor store, I actually liked the family that owned it.
Yeah.
But I put like Dove soap and Irish Spring in the hat And I used to rub it like every day. I couldn't get that smell off. I finally just threw the hat away.
Slade.
All right,
Slade.
Yeah,
I was waiting for someone to say it.
I couldn't help it.
Slade. Oh, Jack Slade.
Jack Slade.
Jack Slade.
John Slade.
John Slade.
John Slade. That's what John Slade.
Hey man, they was practicing with John Slade. John Slade Olympics. Hey, talking about CTE. Can we talk about Richie Incognito real quick?
Yeah, you really look like Richie Incognito. Just
beating up his grandma and shit.
He beat up his grandma.
He like punched a hole in the wall at her crib and snatched out the internet wires and shit.
Then he like held him hostage for a little bit. Did he hold him hostage?
Probably. She called 911 on that fool. So.
Dude, yeah. Richie Incognito is back in the league. He has signed with the Oakland Raiders.
Perfect team for him.
Yeah, and he's gonna help set that locker room straight. He's gonna tell all them Negroes or N-words to, he's gonna.
He only said that, man. He said that in a loving way. I was fine with Richie Incognito saying that. Richie Incognito, you come to my house, say the N-word any day. Just don't rip off my cable wires. Unless the internet go down.
Just don't hold me hostage in my own place, please.
Don't rip out my internet.
Don't cut off my dog's head.
Well, this stems. So he's back in the league. He was out of the league last year, but he had that issue with his grandma and an issue at the funeral home, and so he's being suspended for 2 games before he's even had a chance to get to camp because of the previous pending legal situation with him that they couldn't judge him on because he wasn't in the league last year. So he's suspended the first 2 games of the season as of now, which is kind of funny and ironic for Richie Incognito. But the story is that he was trying to cut his dad's head off at the funeral
His dad is dead already.
His dad had died. Right. I think he was having a mental break a little bit. He was probably very emotional.
So, I wanted to know what was Aaron's meth story for his family background.
Yeah, I gotta look up where Richie Incognito from.
Yeah, give us a minority report
what back
on
alley
Richie Incognito,
was
please.
He cooking in? He was in Breaking Bad.
He's like, tell us how
Richie.
Tell us how it ends for Richie Incognito, please. But he was trying to cut his father's head off he wanted to have his father's head researched and studied for something, and the staff there were not allowing him to, so he threatened them to shoot them, and I think maybe physically accosted one or 2 of them, but more or less that was Richie Incognito. And then the grandma's house thing happened at the same time, so it was all like, it's crazy. So this will, I think, is showing some true signs of grieving very hard or having some combination of CTE and grieving very hard.
Could be a little bit of how he was brought up too.
Yeah.
He's like, I was modeled after my daddy. He tried to cut his daddy's head off when he died back in 1957. Like, I don't know about
I'm
that.
saying, I don't know. Try to cut your dad's head off. I don't know.
I'm just maybe he that was his way of honoring his family.
That's a prize in like biblical days.
That was a prize?
I mean, David and Goliath, he cut their head off. Hold up head, that's your prize.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. My dad died. I'm looking at my dad. I don't want to cut his head off.
There's some parts of my dad I want to cut off in honor and get it bronze when he died. Hang it right above my bed. In honor of fertility. That man, boy, he was hung like an Alabama horse. Alabama field donkey. Still is. I want to get that thing bronze.
Where is he from, though?
He's from Inglewood, New Jersey, which is not... It's a small city, but it ain't the worst place in the world.
Like, how do you get the last name Incognito?
I'm trying to figure all this out. It ain't the worst place in the world. Like, it's a lot of, scientists and doctors come from Inglewood. It's like...
You know what they say about
I was saying he moved to Glendale, Arizona as a preteen. And see, how old is it? Yeah, he was there before it got built up. It's nice now. Glendale, Arizona, nice now.
That's right.
He was there when it was a straight desert.
That's not good.
Yeah, he was at the University of Nebraska. But he didn't learn shit there.
They let him do whatever the fuck they want in Nebraska.
How many teams has he played for in the league already?
Probably at least half dozen.
I don't know. I think it's been like 5. Let's see. He got it right here. I think it's like...
Oh, Miami. He was bullying, too.
5.
Wasn't he bullying the guy, too?
No, he didn't bully him. He was told... He didn't order the code red.
Who ordered the code red?
NFL prison
He didn't order the code red. What happened was they were told to toughen him up. He actually liked the guy. And come to find out, that dude was more of the problem. Even when he went to a different team, he actually liked him. He wanted to hang around him. He thought he could teach him a thing or two. And then the person who he supposedly bullied is in jail for threatening to murder people out of high school.
High schoolers.
High schoolers.
Didn't he go to Stanford too? Wasn't he a
He
Stanford
went
grad?
to Stanford. He's a Stanford grad.
One of
And
our
he was
nation's
in
brightest.
He was in LA threatening like kids at a private school.
He threatened some shit on social media about
and showed a shotgun
alluding to guns going to school.
And it's named the school. The kids reported him. They were like, this motherfucker name, like, it said, like,
I may be young, but I'm not crazy.
So obviously, I'm not blaming. See, Richie Incognito take a lot of blame that he shouldn't get.
He's also a crazy motherfucker. That's why he's like, this is one of a myriad of things. Like, I think Richie, I'm like, don't, like, we can't defend Richie Incognito.
I ain't defending him. I'm just
That's
saying.
like, all right, so then was Kanye West wrong when he interrupted Taylor Swift?
I'll never defend him either.
Okay, I'm just
He
trying
just
to
as
say,
crazy as Richie Incognito.
You defending Richie Incognito.
But I did read a story about him, about one of his trainers in Miami. He was Asian, and he said, this is recorded, he would make Asian jokes toward him, like about Japanese internment camps and hella racist Chinese names and calling them chink. And he made a report about this, about Incognito. So yeah, your boy is all bad.
He's a bad person.
Grew up in a different era.
He's okay. Yeah, let me give him that out. He's like Stan Lee. He's
trying to make America great.
Seriously.
But you grew up in a different era.
Me too. We made a lot of racist jokes. I used to sit there with my best friend who was Japanese, both of them. And we would make the most racist joke towards each other all day. Our teacher would sit us aside and say, how can you guys do this? You guys are like, they used to come over to my house. I go over their house. I love their parents. But just when we got to school and we were in that mood, we went off racism.
Okay.
And we laughed. And then it brought us together. But only because we were already friends. Now, you can't go out there and start making race jokes to people that don't know you.
Well, that's what Richie Incognito. I think
Right.
Richie.
I don't think he was friends with the trainer.
You don't think he was friends? You get close
I think he just saw an Asian guy.
I think Incognito
was calling him names.
I don't think anybody gets that close to
berating
Richie
him.
Incognito.
I mean, the guy probably, taped his ankles, gave some massages there, put a TENS machine on him.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why there was only the staff members at the funeral home when he had his fit, because nobody's going to the Incognito home or to the Incognito wake willingly.
I will now, because you know what? It sounds like the place to be.
Because he would hurt more than just the staff.
It sounds like that.
You
know what? Richie Incognito, when someone died, put that obituary as an invitation.
The next person he
For
saw
his
after
family.
going through his rage wasn't a girlfriend, it wasn't a best friend, it wasn't a cousin, it wasn't a brother, it was his grandmother who's like obligated to be there, nigga, okay? Like this fool don't got that many people. I don't think that many people are really like down with him. He's like the dude who's like, yeah, I'll work with him. But fuck nah, I ain't kicking it with him afterwards. No, stay away from me. Like you got the problems. It's crazy to be, man. Richie Incognito is a crazy motherfucker. But shout out sponsorship. I hope you do well for the Raiders. You're nearby. Please don't come kill me.
It's all dependent upon the person, but I say to people who don't like football, you got to try it. Play the game. See why it's so exciting. Don't just knock it before you try it.
Should see me back on the field, the flag football field, bro. Back in my prime.
Flag football.
Yeah.
Listen,
It ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody.
Nah.
And that's why they get paid a king's ransom. Not as big as basketball, but they get paid a king's ransom.
Well, let's talk about that, because you heard what Todd Gurley came out and said this week.
Yeah, and this is where he was pretty foolish. When Todd Gurley came out and said, man, something got to be done. You see the contracts in our sport, we don't have the same contracts. I wanted to say, fool, look how many people on the team in your sport. Mm-hmm. Your sport make more money, but you still get a nice. The players still get 50-something%. It's only a little bit behind basketball. Mm-hmm. It's just too many players on the team, and it's a sport that you're not gonna guarantee a contract. I
think that was the key point, the guarantee. I think that's what he's feeling like.
Yeah.
There's a discrepancy between both leagues.
Yeah. Well, that's also how the salary cap is made. The salary cap should be, there's a discrepancy. Like a basketball salary cap is close to what maybe the football salary cap is, except you only got 12 to 15 players on an active roster, right?
But that's because they collectively bargained to have their 50-something%. They actually,
It's true.
to
They
be
need to
honest,
take a raise.
basketball gave up. They went down. They actually got more percentage years ago. They gave it up to have certain other things.
It's like, well, let's smoke weed again.
they basically gave it up for the right to smoke
Stop
weed.
testing us for steroids.
Yeah, like we'll wear these suits, but you gotta let us kind of be creative with that. We'll do this suit thing, but you gotta get us weed back, man. Come on, man. You can't
It's
let
funny
us keep our
'cause it's not
cornrows.
written out there, but every player still smoking weed and talk about it. It's just not written like before. Well, it was crazy because remember basketball didn't have weed wasn't against the band.
Yeah, until all the men
until
motherfuckers
fucking
started doing
Allen
it.
Iverson
Yeah.
ruined it.
And Damon's
because
got
they kept getting caught at airports, and it kept being in the news. So then they made it a legal substance in basketball.
Shout out to the newest Warrior, D'Angelo Russell.
Who also got caught.
Oh, man.
Recently, because he a fool.
Wasn't it at the bottom of a soda can?
Bottle of Arizona can.
Iced tea
Liquids. Trying to get liquids on a
Diet Arizona.
Like, I'm a hype, dude. I'm a hype.
He should have put a sack in it and sealed it, and they should have been like, pour it out. And he should have like had it, poured it out, and be like, can I keep the can? It's like means something to me.
Then they should have arrested him as soon as he says something that's, can I keep this Arizona iced tea can to say 99 on the side, 99% on the side of it? It mean a lot to me.
I bought it.
I make millions.
It's a limited edition can. Limited edition can.
My clothes expensive as hell, but can I keep this?
These youngsters.
What was it exactly? Was it a flour? Was it a?
It was wheat. I think it was flour, and he was faking because it was flour. He tried to put in a fake Arizona iced tea can.
Yeah, he's trying to get through the airport in New Jersey.
You know,
Pretty ignorant. Now,
Well, he's in the perfect city now. He had to sneak anything. Just smoke at all the home games.
This might be a bad place for him. He might Jamarcus Russell.
Well, we just said the NBA, they don't test for that now, right?
Yeah.
well, no, they still test for it. They just don't. It's just not.
Just don't get caught
It's
3
not
times.
known now. Yeah, it's not known. I don't think you can get suspended for it. Or that's what I think it is. I think they don't discuss it anymore. Whereas at first, when they first instituted, like in the '90s, then they would like give out like a 1-game suspension.
Yeah.
Now I don't even hear about that. So I don't think they give it out.
Do you think it matters what state you're in, though?
Nah.
I feel like here's more, like, all the teams here is more lax.
Yeah.
You know, it's our culture. But if you go somewhere like New York, you know, or other spots where it's heavily banned, it's the same. You know what I'm saying?
Fools are like smoking in and around the stadiums here more so than they are in other states.
I feel like living here, he just has so much access. He's like, all right,
Yeah, no, like it's people
Nobody's
who
tripping.
chief and hardcore.
Yeah, I feel like out there, you get caught.
Whereas, like, if I felt like I went to like the Pittsburgh Steelers game, there might be a few people doing that, maybe, but
no, it's not.
It's not like here.
yeah, like you ain't gonna.
It's
get
like our
the
theme
same
music.
thing.
It's the smell.
What about
Let's
this?
smoke weed.
Do you think airports should sell it?
No, because they still federal. Airports are considered federal land. Should they sell it? You know what?
Well, they said edible. Oh, give you a little
Yeah.
edible.
Ooh, it's like an alternative
have
medicine.
Yeah,
Instead of
that's
taking
true.
Xanax.
That's
You know,
Yeah.
I got a little nerves. Let me get a little bite. Let me
Yep,
get a little nip.
dude, that's what you need. Hey, try and get a little medical shop on, use prescribe for people who don't want to take their Xanax. You can prescription of a dose or something.
Yeah, people might stop wilding out on airports and they have to make a quick stop.
People might freak out, though, who don't know how to handle the high.
That's
No,
where
that's
they
the
might
only
take them,
problem.
the ones that freak out. All right, we got this clinic here for you in Oakland, at the Oakland airport.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't control.
Oaksterdam.
Oaksterdam University.
Shout out.
Well, you can put a rule on it. You put a rule on it. You only get to buy one. It's
One
got
gummy.
like one gummy.
What if
it's
you got
gonna
a long
cost you
flight?
$8 for one gummy. If you
No,
want
it's
it that
airport.
way.
The airport's going to be like $25 for one gun.
It started
How
for
high
two.
is the tax, too?
It's just like that Seas candy at the
80%
Oakland
tax.
airport.
Oh man.
Oh, the
They don't
tax.
give out no
will get
free
you.
samples at that Seas candy.
Hey,
That's the only Seas candy don't give out free samples. The one at Oakland Airport.
Oh, man.
That hard old folk candy.
Hey, well, I guess getting into it, I think we should we can talk about basketball, bring up D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
We can also expand into
We can spend a day.
basketball. So NBA free agency started a couple weeks ago, and we haven't recorded since then, so sorry. Thank you to all our avid fans who have been waiting for us.
it's about time.
I know at least one of them is in here.
Yeah.
And we have about 4 others. We respect
Come on.
Michigan, shout out to Michigan sponsorship. There's somebody in Michigan. You one of our main downloaders. Keep listening to us. Much love. Hit us up on Twitter.
Shout out to
at
Flint,
High Score
Michigan. Yeah, hurry up
510.
and download it because I know if you're in Flint, Michigan, you're probably going to lose your Wi-Fi pretty soon.
All right. Stupid.
I just hope you get fresh water. That's all. I pray for that.
Hey, yeah. Let's pray. Hope and pray. You heard about they dropped the charges against the officials a couple weeks ago, though.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Damn.
They said it's not that they're gonna. They might still resubmit new charges, but they dropped them for now. Apparently, not good, my friend.
I know, man.
Hey, so
the charges wasn't going to do nothing. It wasn't going to bring no clean water.
I know.
Man, they don't need to worry
I don't
about
understand
charges.
why.
You need some clean
All
water.
the executive orders that can be signed, all the stuff that can happen overseas, and all the relief. Like, why is it so far fetched for Flint, Michigan, to get like fresh water?
I think we can't.
Too busy
Is
fracking.
it just contaminated in Flint? Like, what's the? I need to know why. Like, why
See,
can't
that's
all?
the thing,
Maybe
that's
that's
all
my job.
It's all the mining. It's all the mining.
Figure it out.
Fracking. They
Okay,
destroyed the water. They had clean water. They did all the fracking.
Michigan was
officials
Flint,
let
Michigan
on.
probably was an oasis of beauty beyond what the mind could even conceive. There's probably bucket naked, big-breasted Native American women walking
in the snow.
Walking in the snow, and then in the spring times in the Michigan beauty of Flint. And now, what is it?
I can tell you this, Jared.
Now what is it?
Before the colonizers came and the boats came to America, Flint, Michigan probably still looked the same now. Had an empty warehouse with broken glass. And I'm talking about in the early 1700s. I'm talking about 1600s. Probably still. Somehow, somebody went through time, built the warehouse, and just broke all the glass and then left. So when the explorers first came to Flint, Michigan, it looked exactly how it looked now. That shit don't look no different.
You know what I think about when I think about
there's a car tire.
That car, those 4 car tires are still on fire from the Mesozoic days.